All right, guys, and we're back with one of the guys. I don't mean to make everybody feel, but one of the guys I grew up watching doing sports
Well,
broadcasting.
thank you. That's very kind.
And I enjoyed it, and I miss you on Channel 9. Before that was Channel 12.
Channel 12, that's right.
So, Dennis Jansen,
Very
how you
good,
doing,
yeah.
sir?
I could be taller, but not better, Jeff. I'm doing really well.
I can shrink down a little bit if that helps.
No. I'm not. And thank you for the kind invitation here. Randy always throws quite the bash on the eve of opening day.
He does.
And today is certainly no exception. And this setup here, this is absolutely amazing. To think that you can now, this is on the air or it's over.
It's on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter and Twitch.
Is that so? That is remarkable.
All at once, and then I'll cut up some of it. I'll put it on a podcast later.
Is that so? That is remarkable. The way that that's been the greatest change in sports broadcasting, well, news broadcasting for that matter, media in general,
right?
Is the technology.
Oh yeah.
Now you could carry something live from here, literally around
anywhere.
The world.
People literally can watch us right now, and I have viewers from England, Spain, Greece. I've had people reach out. Yeah, I mean it's amazing how many Cincinnati fans there are.
Well, that's remarkable.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
That's very flattering. So I'll keep it clean.
That's the internet. You don't have to.
Well, that's you go down that slippery slope, and you never know what's going to be
right.
down
Exactly.
the other end there. So,
exactly. So yeah, when I started back at radio, we still did reel to reel, cut and splice and all that stuff. Yep. So once my son taught me doing this, I had to figure all this stuff out. So
okay.
I am getting better at it though.
I can remember slicing and dicing audio tape years ago on a little editing block, and you'd get that grease pencil and mark where it was.
Exactly. Yep.
It was terrific.
Do the same thing.
In fact, good story about my career. I was working at WSAI Radio when an old friend of mine in Price Hill.
Yep.
And a friend of mine, Jim O'Brien, was playing for the Baltimore Colts.
Okay.
In the Super Bowl.
Okay.
It's a Saturday night before the Super Bowl. They're going to play the Dallas Cowboys. Now, this is back in the formative years of the Super Bowl. That's Super Bowl 3 or 4, I want to say.
Okay.
It was in Miami. Tickets were $13. Okay. And
that'd be awesome now.
I thought, I'm going to call Jim, wish him good luck tomorrow. So I called the hotel, the team hotel in Miami. They put me right through to his room. No security checks, no nothing. I get Obi online. We start talking. How you doing? Everything? You nervous? Yeah, I'm fine. Everything's good. And so I said, well, listen, let me do this. Let me roll a tape on this just for a minute and get some reaction, open-ended. Just you never know what's going to happen.
Right.
So we rolled the tape here with Jim O'Brien. You know, what happens if it comes down to you kicking a field goal to win the game? Well, I keep my head down, follow through, get my touch points, and just go through my routine.
Right.
And what would it mean to you to win a Super Bowl? And so on. The general open-ended questions. So I'm watching the Super Bowl, and it comes down to the end of the game, and here's Obi going out to kick a field goal to hopefully beat the Dallas Cowboys.
Right.
Son of a gun. If he doesn't connect, I cut up that tape so fast, put it on the air. I told the disc jockey, we have a bulletin. I got to go on the air. Why is it? Cincinnati kid just won the Super Bowl for the Baltimore Colts.
Right.
They put me on the air, and the news director called, and he said, where in the world did you get that? And I said, he's an old friend of mine. And Jim and I have been friends, for a long time, 50 years. But that was the best day of our relationship when my boss thought that somehow I'd hug the moon because I made a phone because I made a phone call.
Yeah, hey.
And that just goes to show you how things have changed over the years.
Exactly.
Now, and then there's baseball.
Baseball changed a lot.
Oh, my Lord have mercy.
I went through, I'll be 50 neighbor. I went through 2 different stadiums. I know where Crosby Field was. My dad never told me about it, but we've had 3 different stadiums here. I can't believe this one is this 20 years old now?
2005.
So it's, 2005,
somewhere around.
Yeah, I mean, this time flies. I mean, it's. I can't believe we've been doing it here for that long.
Well, I can remember watching them build Riverfront Stadium.
Yeah.
And then I was there when we did a live telecast when they imploded that stuff.
Yes. Well, it had the guy who won the contest to push the button. I can't remember the guy's name, but he had to push the button to blow the stadium up.
I don't remember that component of it, but if you say so,
Yeah, I
I'm sure
remember
they
that.
had some kind of marketing.
Oh
plan
yeah.
like that,
Oh yeah. Exactly. Well, what does opening day mean to you? Covering it, being a fan, being a Cincinnatian.
You know what? There's Amanda Brenneman.
Yeah.
Hello, darling. How are
she'll
you?
come
Don't
on here
you look-
later.
Don't
Yes,
you look
go right.
fabulous?
Yeah.
I think back to 2014.
Mm-hmm.
I worked so many opening days on the field, in the ballpark. I saw my first opening day parade in 2014.
That was your first one because you worked
My
them all.
first one
Yeah.
because I was always
Right,
working in
right.
the stadium that day.
Right.
And I got a folding chair, went down to Fountain Square and sat there and watched it.
That's
And
my favorite place to
and
watch
I
it at.
thought, you know what? Now I know why people get so excited about opening day.
Yeah.
Because that is a huge component of it.
Yes, ma'am.
Huge component.
Yeah,
And I can see why fans get so excited. But Johnny Bench, I've read a book about opening day that John Arardi put together. And he quoted Johnny in there. It says, Johnny says that, opening day is solely for the fans.
Yes.
He said, how else to explain the fact that there's 55,000 people in the stands, and then for game 2, 40,000 of them stay home.
Right. And the thing is, usually it's freezing too. 'Cause I was telling Barbara earlier. Me and my dad was a kid. He always took me out of school to go to opening day parade and then go to the game. From like 84 to 89, we went to every game. Then 90, they won the World Series, and we didn't get a ticket there. But we went there. We sat through snow, rain, everything. You don't leave opening day. And I've said this for years. I think this should be a citywide holiday. For Cincinnati. I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet, to be honest.
Well, and you know what? I'm trying to think if we aren't coming up on the 28th or 29th observation, it can't be called a celebration, of John McSherry.
Yes.
Dying
I
on
missed
opening
that
day.
one because
I was there, and it was just.
My dad was there.
It was stunning.
Mm-hmm.
It was just. It was on the order of when DeMar Hamlin went down in the Bengals Buffalo.
I was at that game when that happened. Yeah, I was there
to
for the Bengals
see
game.
John McSherry crumple after 7 pitches and 2 outs in that game.
Yep.
And the way he went down, and the way they were trying to, and it's like, I'm trying to think who I was sitting next to in the press box. And I said, I don't think he's coming.
No.
He was 53 years old.
Dead on the spot.
Dead on the spot.
Man, I remember that because that was so my wife is from Florida, so I had just got engaged with her, and I moved down to Florida.
Yeah.
And my dad had tickets for that, but I couldn't go, so he took my cousin. And so I'm watching it, and I'm going, what the heck? And I couldn't. We didn't have cell phones then, so I had to get home. I wait till I got home and call him, like, what the heck happened? He goes, it was the craziest thing.
Well, and then there was all the drama attendant with that as to whether they were going to continue the game, because Jerry Crawford was the crew chief.
Right.
McSherry was behind the plate. Jerry was on one of the bases. He went to Barry Larkin, who was the Reds captain. So what do you want to do? And Barry's like, I'm not going to play.
Right.
I'm not going to play.
Yeah, not after that.
And I think they went over to the Expos dugout and talked. They said, no, we can't. And Leonard Coleman, they contacted the National League president, and they came down on the side of the players. I think actually drove the decision.
Right.
Because Marge wanted to play.
Marge wanted to play, yeah.
She said, I got 55,000 people here. I'm not going to send them home, with this.
Good old Marge.
And Marge, after they called the game, I was adjacent to Marge up near the elevator, and she was madder than a wet hen. And she said, why does this S always happen to me?
Yeah, it happened to her. Right. Like, all right. That's
our gal.
That's our gal, March. Yeah, exactly. So let's talk about the season right now for the Cincinnati Reds. I think that they have a shot with I keep saying the Terry Francona effect. I think he could be in there extra 10 wins maybe.
He's going to be good for at least 10 wins.
Yeah. So if we went we won 75 last year, 77. So that's another almost 80 wins. That could get you into the wild card.
That can get you.
Yeah. So
he's going to make a huge difference. He is a baseball lifer. He's not interested in proving out the statistics.
No.
He goes with his gut.
And I like that.
And it's just an instinctive thing with him, and I think it's going to make a big difference this year.
Now, I'll ask you this question because I have a couple of coaches that have on here sometime, and they are big analytics guys.
Mm-hmm.
I am not. I think you can use it, but I also think there's instinct, knowing baseball, reading people, all that comes into play. Like I said, there's a place for analytics, but in the last couple of years, it seemed like the Reds were more analytics driven.
Absolutely.
And it didn't work. I mean, in my opinion, I think Terry Francona is going to do a little bit of both. It seems like Terry Francona is the manager. He's in charge of putting the lineup together, in charge of the team.
They had a room full of analytics specialists, and they didn't combine for one hit or one
exactly
RBI
right. Exactly. That's what drives me nuts. I don't
it all
get
comes
that.
down to the human element, and I think these guys are going to respond to Tito. And I know Johnny Bench is a huge Francona fan. I know Marty Brenneman's a huge Francona fan. And I think, and you are as well. So I do not know the guy personally, but I've heard just wonderful things about him, and that he is an honest, straightforward guy who will look you in the eye and tell you the truth.
Now, how surprised were you that they got him? Because I was surprised they fired David Bell because they owed him money. I didn't think they would actually let him go. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, yeah, Terry Francona's the guy to go get. I don't think they're going to get him. Lo and behold, they did. I'm ecstatic. How shocked or surprised were you that, one, Terry was willing to come here? Because I don't think Terry comes here unless he thinks he has a chance to win. And two, the Reds closing the deal and getting him here.
I don't think you can understate the importance of Marty Brenneman's intercession on behalf of this process.
I agree with that. Mm-hmm.
I mean, he and Terry are very, very close. And now that Terry's health situation has been mitigated and he's back in good health and feels good about life, I think he felt as though he had some unfinished business. And if that would bring him back here, a place that he dearly loved,
he played
short time here,
yeah.
I think that he couldn't pass on the opportunity to do that. So here we are.
Exactly. He actually started, I think he started in 86 on opening day, I think that's what I heard him say.
Yep.
I was at that game, so. All right, I was at Pop-Up. Dennis.
God bless you, Jeff.
I appreciate
Thank you very much for hospitality. I appreciate that. Where's the dessert? Is there a dessert tray?
I think it's over that way.
God bless you.
Right.
You're doing the Lord's work. Tell Randy thanks for the invite.
I will.
Glad he could join us.
Exactly. Thank you, sir.